Alright, so in this one, we're going to be going over the new version update that is coming in Battle version 2.4. So, to look at it real quick, and I'm kind of going to show some things, talk about some things that are in this update, and see if they actually have substance, or are just kind of open-ended and not really giving us much information. So, regarding the new version update, thank you for your continued support of Dragon Ball Legends. What did you think of the video and stuff published on last week, Tuesday, whatever, I think Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. There was a lot of information about the new next version update that we were not able to share with you, so we'd like to showcase some of it here in this notice. Performance improvements. The processing load during PvP matches will be reduced. This will not affect connection delays. Okay. Event expansion. We're preparing a new battle event feature that will allow you to earn Chrono Crystals. We are planning on making this a regular event, so stay tuned. I assume this is probably going to be similar to like Challenge Rush, or what we have now with that daily one-time stage. You get 50 CC, then it increases from 50 to 100, then you start off at like 10, something like that, which is cool. More CC, the better. I don't like spending money, so the less money I gotta spend, the happier I am. Measures against dishonest acts and play. There will be action taken against the use of unofficial equipment in PvP. Now, if you guys didn't see it, I'll actually show it right here on the video, because why not, right? Show it here. I was actually playing with the equipment hacker himself in the raid, as you can see here. I invited him. We did about like 10 runs or something, and it's unbalanced. Now, why they're banning these people? Obviously, it's because it's an exploit. It's not hacking, but is going into the game files and changing it. It's not something, if I first download the game, I can do what this guy is doing with his equipment. I can't do that. So if I can't do that, that's illegal play. And doing that can terminate you. The TOS is very vague on it because they want a lot of circumstances to where they have very strong authority over what they can do. If you look right here, watch for the next 5 seconds and you'll see what I mean. So look. Exactly. That's what happens. Exactly what happens right there. That's what happens. It's not, fair, balanced, and people are doing this in PvP. Now in PvE, I wouldn't, I don't care. Personally, I don't think it matters. I wouldn't get mad if someone's like, oh my god, I'm gonna do 999 billion damage on every single hit in my USTRs. I don't give a shit. Go for it, man. Good for you. You got this. I don't want to farm USTR, but I'm not gonna do that. But hey, you want to? Go for it. In PvP, there's been some circumstances where people are trying to hide it while doing it. Now, there's a lot of people that are just showing it about, being number 1, number 2, number 3 in the game, in overall PvP, that are just doing this all willy-nilly, and it's not fun. Obviously, a game doesn't want to have their face blown about with, oh, your number 1 player is going to be a hacker. Oh, your number 2 is a hacker. No, they're going to ban these players, ban their accounts, given they're probably on burner accounts, because why would you do a hack on your main account? That'd be stupid. But furthermore than that, there are players that have tried to use this and have successfully used this hack on their main accounts, which are trying to hide it. So let's say you could get up to, I don't know, 1,000,000% on this strike defense equipped because you're hacking it. I'm just going to say hacking because it's easiest to explain. Well, some players are going from, let's say it's 15% max slot, they'll go to like 60%. So it's not insane of a difference to where it's like ununderstandable, but it's something that's obviously a big difference. Let's say you have a 11-star future Gohan, and he's tanking super well, but you have the equipment hack on. But you don't really figure that this guy has the equipment hack on, right? Because he has 11 stars. He probably looks like and seems like he would tank well because he's such high stars. But with that, situation, you can't tell. That's why it's kind of ridiculous. There's some circumstances where you can't tell if they're using it because some people would have full Z pluses. The likeliness of someone actually having full Z pluses is very unlikely. The number 1 team you probably have it on is like an EX Saiyan because they have 2 free Z plus equips. Like an EX Vegeta, like yellow EX Vegeta, would have full Z plus equips because he has 3 free Z pluses, right? That's the type of unit you would see like a triple Z plus if people are just trying to flex. But in actual play, like a Bujin wouldn't have full Z pluses. You wouldn't have that for her. I'm sorry, or him, whatever. Bujin, whatever. You wouldn't have that for Bujin. But people are doing that with the equipment hack, so obviously they're going to ban these players because it is unfair, unjust, and unbalanced. Actually, I played against one. I almost beat his ass, but then he started vanishing. I think he vanished 9 times in a matter of, 11, 10 counts? So that was fun. Then, what else is coming? The upcoming version will also include many other improvements, and we're continuing to work toward preparing it for release. We hope you look forward to it. The leader slot and other changes discussed in the Legends Management Team Newsletter Volume 3 are still in process of being developed, with the aim of being implemented by the end of 2021. In addition, a free step has been added to the Step Up Summon, the Time to Evolve, which has been running since the 18th, as requested by many players in the survey. Can't even speak. Survey. So they actually look at the surveys, which is interesting. Now, I mean, yes, I always figured they looked, but it's like a teacher grading a test, right? They kind of just like, you assume they skim it, and it's like, okay, well, we looked, quote unquote, but you just kind of went with what the majority was saying. You didn't really look at every detail. I assume that's kind of how they did this. I still assume that's how they're going to do it, because there's no reason to look at every single individual thing. I am stuttering so much, it's annoying. There's no reason to look at all that, just because everyone wants something different, even though the grand scheme would be like, okay, nerf Zenkai, okay, give us better, actual, more valued step-ups. That's probably the main thing that they're probably seeing, and they did one of them. Nerfing Zenkais is probably the other thing, but hey, I guess they won't do it. I'll kind of get into that after this, though. We will continue to consider feedback adjustments based on your feedback, or various adjustments based on your feedback, although some requests we require careful discussion amongst the management team before a decision can be made. And then Battle version 2.4, it'll be implemented in 2 days from now. Well, 1 day from now. Well, wait, what's today? Today's 23. Okay, so next reset with Kaba Zenkai dropping. Adjustments. It's honestly not that big of adjustments. Nothing really is coming for this Battle version update. But hey, whatever. Adding animation when executing successful perfect vanish. A special effect and sound will play when you successfully dodge an enemy's arts with perfect timing during battle. So, people used to think PV wasn't even meant to be in the game. PV was just kind of a gimmick that people weren't supposed to know. I know, it's stupid to even think about now, but people used to think like this, and some people still do. PV has always been a thing that they implemented on purpose. I would think, like, Charge Step wasn't necessarily implemented on purpose, but, it was implemented in a way, kind of like PV, where people learned it and people just applied it, and now it's the main thing everyone does. This will make it easier to time your counterattacks. Your opponent will not be able to dodge a counterattack performed immediately after Perfect Vanish. Obviously, Perfect Vanish means you can instantly attack, and then they can't dodge it. If you wait, then you're going to lose your Perfect Vanish, but if you PV somebody, you instantly attack, they can't move, even if they have Vanish, because you got such a perfect, well-timed / luck-based Vanish on your opponent. As an exception, Perfect Vanish will not guarantee a successful counterattack in the following scenario. Your opponent has queued up 2 consecutive Blast Darts attacks, and you cancel their first Blast Darts with your own, then execute Perfect Vanish against their second Blast Darts. This is because their directly comboed second Blast Darts will come out too quickly for you to get a guaranteed counterattack before they are able to respond. So let's say someone auto queues up 3 Blast Darts. You can't PV essentially the other 2, but if you PV the first one, it doesn't matter. So this is kind of stupid, because if I PV that first one, then they're going to keep going, and their character's animation won't swap to focus on me. It'll just stay focused on where I was before I got my PV. So you can't catch them if they're doing more, but you can still PV them and get them on the first one, which I guess, okay. Adjustments to damage and combos. Now this I don't like. This is probably going to make it seem like one of the worst updates for PvP, even though there was a worse one, which, again, we'll get into. There was a technique for recovering ki and other resources by not moving in between arts during a combo. This technique avoided the penalties in ki recovery, speed, and Dragon Ball acquisition rate that occur when combos are performed with steps or other inputs. This gave an advantage to characters with high draw speed or who are able to draw cards with ability, so we will make adjustments such that penalties to damage and Dragon Ball acquisition rate applied to combos using steps or other inputs will be applied to combos performed using this technique. I don't even know what that means in reading it, but what they showed, it seemed like, let's say you do, let's say you, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, it's not like if you do a sidestep, you're going to get penalized, right? So it's this technique, by not moving in between arts during a combo. So let's say you do a card, you wait 1 count, and then you do your other card. Technically, that is the fastest way to farm Rising Rush. because you have card draw speed on your units, and that technically gives you, I think it's not 1.5x because card draw speed is 1.5x. It's about 1.5 or 1.6, 1.7x card draw speed on a 1.5x card draw speed unit. So you have a little bit more leeway to get more card draw speed in that instance, if that makes sense. And you get more cards, basically, which means you have your rush quicker. They're nerfing that, which, I mean, it wasn't, it's not the biggest deal, I would say, because most players don't even do that. They go for side steps, they go for charge steps, which isn't getting nerfed here. But, I mean, if you do play like that, and you do the, like, back float thing, it is kind of tedious, because everyone plays back floaty, and if you're just doing arts from long range, it's essentially like you're playing back floaty in the entire match. So, I wouldn't say it's the worst thing. I wouldn't say it's the best thing. I don't think it's that important, because, again, most players don't even play like that. But, I mean, it is what it is, right? Because it gave an advantage to high draw speed, and let's say DKP, Purple Super Saiyan 3, these units that draw cards, usually when they enter, because DKP is card draw, Super Saiyan 3 has, or Purple Super Saiyan 3 rather, has that strike he draws every time he comes in when he's with Saiyans. I mean, nerfing that is good, but it's just like, that's not the main issue, so nerfing it really doesn't matter too much. And then there'll be no adjustments made to how combos work in co-op. You don't do combos in co-op unless they're bars down, so I would hope not. Then co-op Rising Rush adjustments. We're greatly increasing the damage dealt when you activate Rising Rush at the same time as your buddy, and also pick the same card as them. This change rebalances the merits and demerits of going for a co-op Rising Rush and trying to select matching arts cards. The damage from normal Rising Rushes is unchanged. That's good. Let's say this raid, if I run into a 3-star UI Goku and I have my Evolution Blue Vegeta, and we do a Rising Rush, we don't kill. It'll do about 38 to like 39 million, then Topo will have like 4 to 5 bars left. So, having more damage, cool, great. I'd like to kill my raid boss quicker, and I mean, with the Broly that's out right now, I don't struggle with them. I have a Zenkai 7 Goten, I'm not going to struggle. But I sometimes, take in some Zenkai 2 Gohan friends, Zenkai 1 Goten friends, and they're struggling. So I guess this is just helping us in that circumstance. Then taunt action adjustments. We are increasing the amount of aggro received from taunt. Taunt will reduce the damage you receive by 30% for 10 timer counts. This will increase the opportunities to use taunt strategically. Yeah, taunt doesn't do anything. It's like they have like 2% aggro on you when you do taunt, because the few times you do taunt is when your opponent's about to die, and you want to obviously have that enemy focus on you, so you can take the hits, whatever the hell you can do, so your ally doesn't die, because dual Rising Rush is obviously so important in co-op, especially in the harder stages. You don't want him to die. Thankfully, taunt is getting more aggro for the guy using it, because that's the point of it, right? You're taunting them. Come here, come beat my ass. You can't do it. Okay, I'm saving my ally, though. Like that. I like that, at least. Overall, this battle version won't really be that important, honestly. Again, all that's really happening, like in layman's terms, you will notice PVs more often because it's going to be a big-ass fucking flash animation, it seems like, and the noise with it. And then people that play at long range to do arts cards just are getting nerfed a little bit. That's really all this update is. I don't think, again, it's the worst. I think it's pretty close because it's not giving us anything. Like, it's not like, oh my god, this is so new. Like, with Tackle, it was new. Like, with the combo compensation of charge stepping and sidestepping, it was newer. This is just, okay, don't play at long range to get more balls. And now you see PVs better, even though PVs are very obvious. It's more for new players, I see this update being, not really for actual players that have been playing this game for a while, which I don't think is a good idea, because people that play this game the longest will probably want the updates more than newer players, because newer players want to adjust, and them having to readjust is not something what a new player likes to do. Old players want the new stuff. New players like to keep the same stuff because they don't like to adjust. That's how I thought when I first played. That's how most people think. Just talk about, by the way, like I said earlier, two things. Why they're never going to nerf Zenkais. Well, they could, because if you guys don't know, and I've been told this countless times, and it is so incorrect and is strange that people think it is correct. It is not illegal to nerf characters in a gacha game. When you sign up for Dragon Ball Legends, if you re-download the app right now and you logged into the title screen, it will ask you, are you accepting of allowing nerfs and balances and adjustments to units and characters in this game at any time? And you click yes if you're going to play. If you click no, you have to click yes. Like, there's no option. You have to be okay with that. Meaning, the circumstance is there to where they can nerf Zenkais, at least the broken ones. But the reason they won't is, it's kind of like other gachas. There's been other gachas where they've nerfed units, and it just doesn't have a good look. Because while everyone probably wants this unit to be nerfed, it also is kind of like a kick in the balls. Think of it like this. Let's say you bought this piece of candy, and then you have to share this piece of candy now with 6 other people. But you bought the piece of candy. But it's like the 6 other people are your friends. Do you really want to share that piece of candy? No. But you kind of have to, or you seem like a dick. It's kind of how this works. They probably want to nerf Zenkais. They probably want to balance them because they have been making LF units very good and making them pinnacle units. But it's kind of like they can't because they know they'll lose revenue. They'll know they'll lose players because while there's a lot of people complaining and bitching about Zenkais, there's also a lot of people that are defending and being like, oh my god, I need my FSK. Oh my god, I need my Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Oh my god, I need these characters to even want to play the game. And that's more the atmosphere of people just not trying to have fun, more just trying to win, which it's, it's a game, so I kind of hope it would be the opposite. But hey, PvP-based game, people think it is competitive, so that's why that'll happen. And then, just to discuss the worst version update that actually has come, it was probably with the, not implementation of Tackle, but the in-between. So they had it where Tackle was very easy to play out, because it used to be if you tackled and they did a strike, you couldn't sidestep out of it, right? Now you can sidestep out of it if you don't, get caught perfectly timed and all that. It used to be if you tackled and they did a strike, you were fucked. You were getting comboed right there no matter what. And with less cover change units, with, still very good meta team units, very good 2 combo, 3 combo killing units, it was pretty, hard to actually manage. So that was probably the worst update. This one, again, it really isn't terrible. There's definitely worse ones, I would say, but this just doesn't do much for anybody, I would say. Like, you're not, like, I'm not going into this update being like, oh boy, PvP is going to be so different now. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't play, like, this long-range shit anyway, so I don't really care. And then I already know how to perfect vanish. I already know what a perfect vanish looks like. This just makes it more obvious to me, which is cool, I guess, but it's not really like, yes, this is a big old update. Like, I figured this would come out during anniversary of, or not anniversary maybe, but either New Year's or anniversary of next year, to where all this stuff, plus like 37 more things, were dropped with it. But I guess they just want to release a little bit of an update, which seems stupid. And I'm not sure, by the way, they didn't mention the Legends Pass thing, which is supposed to be coming at the end of August, which is this week. Like, they have one more week to release it, essentially, and they didn't mention it here, so maybe they're revisiting it, scrapping it, not sure, probably like the same thing of guilds, where they just kind of mention something, and then it goes away from their brains for the next year and a half, because that's what happened with guilds, so maybe that's happening here with the Legends Pass, I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think of this update. Apologize for the background noise, if there is any, and just to go over real quick, why these units kind of do deserve to be nerfed is because they aren't balanced. Like, if I look at order received, because I know people are like, oh, maybe they don't deserve to be nerfed, right? I shouldn't be able to get one comboed by a 3-year-old unit with my new LF. I shouldn't be able to get, I don't know, one comboed by a 2-year-old unit with my new All-Star unit. Just something that shouldn't happen. I would understand if Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta got one comboed by Zamasu. They're both new units. Both are strong. Okay, one's color advantage, one's not. Okay, that makes sense. Sure, why not? That's fair, that's balanced, that's how the game works. It's colors. Colors matter. FSK shouldn't go through colors. I think type neutrality is probably the worst thing this game has ever implemented, in the sense that it can last so long for specific characters. Vegeta's, I think, is fine because 3 counts. It's not that, like, oh my god, game breaking. 3 counts is nothing. 3 counts means nothing in a 180 count match. FSK getting, what, 20? 20, 30 counts of neutral. Super Saiyan 3 Goku getting 10 counts. That's a lot. 10 is, it's 1/18th of a match. 3 counts is nowhere near that amount. It's like 1/60th or some shit. Like, it shouldn't be a thing. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they kind of did it well by making him ass. But, again, if Gogeta was actually good, you would just be running into type neutral Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That's probably like 10 stars because he'd actually be good and usable. Making it so units like LF Rosé only goes neutral on this, on his blue card. Vegeta only goes neutral on blue card. Angel Vegeta even having neutrality is kind of broken. Gohan having neutrality so often is very broken. Having neutrality be limited to a card, a one unique, that's it, for like 10 counts at the pinnacle is probably the most they should be doing. But like units like Super Saiyan 3 who do have it for 10 counts, plus his ultimate stacks, it's kind of like he has advantage at that point. When he's neutral, he feels like he has advantage because his ultimate, you're going to use it when you pop that main, obviously. And he's neutral. And his ultimate already has stacks. He feels like he's like a dark type when he does his ultimate. That should be reworked. Neutrality being for as long as it is for a lot of these units is what the big problem of this game is. Because again, if you just look at power level and we just look at the top 2 units in the game, or even top 3 units, honestly, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, LF Gohan, and Future Gohan, what do they all do? They all go neutral. They all go neutral for an absurd amount of time. If Vegeta went neutral as long as these guys did, Vegeta would have been rated from bottom S to high S tier, because neutrality is crazy. It's broken. It's unbalanced. Let me guys think of this battle update. If I missed something or if I was incorrect about something, please let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one for the hour-long PvP video of a team that you probably don't see that often, but it's nothing too special, so hope you guys like it. I'll see you guys in the next one.